Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience this week. Trying to get this brow tutorial done on my iPhone, it just wasn't working. So I was able to kind of make some adjustments throughout the week. So hopefully, I think this is literally like the 4th time that I've filmed this video. We can get it up and going this weekend. So again, thank you for your patience and thank you so much for all the comments and love, I guess, on my first video. I really appreciate it. So let's get started. I'm going to kind of walk you through just some basics, tips. I'm not, professional at eyebrows by any means, but these are some things that I do, I guess, to kind of keep the shape of my eyebrows, and just to kind of, regular maintenance on them. So what you'll need, just in general, is just, a pair of tweezers, nothing fancy. I do use like little, cosmetic scissors, I guess. And then a spoolie, which most of them come on your eyebrow pencil. So what I usually will do, just to kind of do some maintenance, is just go in and brush them up. I don't need to trim them right now. I did it, when I was trying to film several videos. But what you'll do is kind of brush up and then just take your scissors, and I kind of just go down from the arch and trim any hairs that maybe stick up a little bit further, which, as you can see, I don't really have any. So that's what I kind of do, I guess, to keep the maintenance on them. That way, when I am filling them in, I don't have hairs sticking, way above the where I filled them in at. So there's tip number 1. And then as far as just like your normal eyebrow shape, you usually are supposed to take it from like right here on the side of your nose and go up. This is a little wide, but it's, I guess, essentially supposed to kind of meet right at the corner of your eye. I do like to bring mine in so you can see I have like a few sparse hairs right here, and that's kind of where I'll come to. So I actually take it from like the side of my nose and go up, if that makes any sense. So I actually go right here. Then to get the arch of your eyebrow, you go from the side of your nose over the iris, which is the black part in the middle of your eye, just in case you didn't know. And that's where your arch should be. So you can see right there that is falling right where my arch is. And then as far as the tail of your eyebrow, you take it from the side of your nose out through the corner of your eye. And mine's just a little bit short, as you can see, but that's where you can use your eyebrow pencil, your pomade, or your powder to kind of fill that in and lengthen your tail. All right. So what I'm going to do today, I don't have a pomade. I've used them in the past. I don't really care for them. I prefer a pencil. I think it's easier to work with. Some people think that pomades are easier to work with. Some people think that powders are easier to work with. So I am going to show you today one side using the pencil and one side using powder, just so you can kind of see the difference. There's not, I guess, necessarily a huge difference, but I do think the powder sometimes can look a little bit more natural than the pencil. Also, you can use all three. You can use a pomade, a pencil, and a powder if you want. I mean, I feel like a lot of people put restrictions on themselves when it comes to makeup in general, but as long as you use the pomade first and then go in after with the powder or pencil, you're fine. You don't want to put powder and then pomade over top of it, because then it's going to kind of get gooky and clumpy, and that's not a good look. So if you do want to use all three, go ahead, you can. Just make sure you use the pomade first. Like I said, though, I don't have that. I don't use a pomade, so I am today going to use a powder and a pencil. Alright, so I'm going to start on this eye with the pencil. So again, I'm going to kind of take it up, the side of my nose, And just kind of fill in right here first. And I usually start at the bottom of my eyebrows, just because I feel like it's easier to kind of start off getting your shape. And just light flicks as you work your way up. And then take your spoolie and I kind of just work my way up to the top. And what you're trying to accomplish is you want your shape to be at the top of once you've brushed your eyebrows up. And then once you get to your arch, just move the pencil over and head on down. And then once I've got it filled in, I always kind of take a step back and look at it. That way you can see, you know, if you like your arch, if you've come in too far. So I always take a step back and just kind of look, see if there's anything that I need to fill in. And always make sure you brush up. That way you're kind of spreading your pencil or the color, sorry, not the pencil up. Alright, so there, that seems about right. So right here, this is where I'll go in, and that's a lot of, I'm sure if you've watched any videos or seen any pictures on Instagram where it just looks like the under part of their eyebrow is just absolutely precise. A lot of people will take concealer and just clean it up. This isn't something that I do on an everyday basis. A lot of times I'll do it more when I'm doing a look. But it definitely gives you a more polished look when you do it. You can take it over the top, clean it up a little bit. See, there you go. So, and you can already see, so with this eyebrow, I do kind of have more of like a pointed arch, whereas this one's a little bit round. So I'll kind of show you how to work with that as well. Alright, so now we're going to go in with the powder on this side. And there are eyeshadow, not eyeshadow brushes, but I powder brushes, I guess is how you would word it. I have one. It's being cleaned right now, so I'm just going to go in with a just kind of like a straight edge brush. Alright. And take the spoolie and same way, brush up. And just kind of like I was talking about in my last video with the powder, make sure you tap it off also before you go back in and stick it on your brow. I mean, you can definitely use the spoolie to kind of spread the color out, but it's easier if you just go in once you've already tapped the color off. That way you don't have just like a clump of color, you know, in your eyebrow. Alright. And you can already kind of see like how much darker, I guess, the pencil side is, which a lot of that is I guess the pressure that you use. I mean, I definitely could use a lighter hand and it wouldn't be as dark, but the powder definitely, I guess it gives more of like that feathered look. And same way, just kind of start working down. And the powder is also a good way to kind of give you that gradient, that lighter in the front to darker in the back, if that's what you like. I kind of like this side. I like for my brows to be all one color. I don't really like the faded look. It is big right now and a lot of people do it, so if that's your preference, powder is definitely the way to go with that. Especially, well, I guess just in the front. So if you wanted to still use a pencil, you could use it, you know, from here back. But the powder would definitely give you more of a natural look in the front. And as you can see, as far as my arch, I'm actually going a little bit over where my eyebrows are to kind of give it that arch to match this side. So it's okay to do that. You just don't want to go so high that you're walking around, you know, like looking surprised. And for this, you can kind of tap as well if you wanted a little bit more of a distinct line right here. See? We're coming together. So I am going to come in just a little bit more on this side. And I definitely feel like with the powder, you have just a little bit more to clean up, because I feel like when you're rubbing your brush, you have a little bit more fallout, and it's not as precise as it would be with a pencil. So now I'm going to go in, and you can see where like this one is a little higher up than this, and that's where the concealer is great, because you can come in and really just clean it up. I don't really like the squared off look, so I do kind of go in and round mine off. And I'm going to come in right here and clean up a little bit. You can see where I've had a little bit of fallout there. You can also use that concealer where I was talking about on this side where I was measuring and kind of showing you that, you know, my natural tail of my eyebrow on this side was a little bit shorter. So that's another thing, you can kind of bring the concealer in and lengthen that. You can get that really fine point. And just make sure that you're really blending the concealer out that you're using around your eyebrow, just because you don't want that like stark distinction between your skin and your eyebrow. I mean, it's nice to have like the clean, polished look, but you still want it to look natural. So there we go. I also forgot to mention that the powder that I'm using is actually the Morphe brow powder. So you've got all your different shades of brow powder. So I use this one just because it's more of the auburn colored powder and it matches my hair. I'm one of those people who I like for my brows to match my hair. So I always, especially right now when it's red, go for more of like the auburn tones. When my hair is blonde or brown, I do kind of mix the lighter browns in this section. But this is nice too if you do makeup because you have all the tones you can mix. Alright, so then I also have in this palette you have the wax and the concealer. And this is the concealer that I used. You can use any concealer that you have at home, especially, you know, I'm not saying to go out and get this. It's just convenient for me to have when I do weddings and events. But I did use this concealer, and then the wax is right here. And the wax is mainly for those people who do have, I guess, like a lot of brows and they're unruly and they're going everywhere. So you can kind of use that to tame the brows and then go in with your product and put your powder or your pomade or use your pencil on them. So that's what that's for. As you can tell, I don't really have a lot of brows. I was kind of the generation of the, I guess, thinner brow. So I guess I've kind of just suffered from where I overplucked. I just never really had them grow back in as full. So I'm definitely glad for the products that have come out in the past couple of years, that a way that I can kind of give myself eyebrows. So that's nice. And there are people who just have perfect eyebrows and have, you know, all they do is run a spoolie through it and run out the door. So that's really nice too. But as far as my brows, I would say that I'm pretty much done. Like this is, I would walk out the door with this. So I know that I get a lot of questions about my brows, and it's really just patience. I definitely think that a spoolie and some concealer are your best friends when it comes to your brows, and practice. You know, if you have time at night before you go to bed, before you wash your face, go ahead and just sit down in front of the mirror and practice and play with your eyebrows. That way you're getting ready to go wash it off anyways, but you have that extra time. So it's definitely, my eyebrows have definitely been a process for me. It's not like I sat down in front of a mirror and they turned out like this. I wish. But no, it's definitely probably been a good 3 or 4 years to actually perfect it. And even sometimes I feel like looking back at pictures, I'm like, ooh, I went a little bold with that, you know, not enough here. So it's not ever going to be perfect, but, you know, definitely just play around with it. So this is my brow tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if there's any products that you use and that you love and kind of your go-tos. And I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Thank you so much.